Hi guys, Ren here and welcome to the workshop. My topic for today is a bit controversial and mainly on the drop bar scene, and that's disc brakes. So I have two dedicated road going bikes now and one kind of off-road and mixed terrain bike. Two of them are rim brake bikes and you probably know them very well from my previous videos, and I've had them for quite a while now. So today and perhaps a couple of days ago, the Criterium Dauphiné has started and a new disc brake Madone was seen there. And many of you have been asking on social media that am I going to get that one? Because previously I've said that as soon as it appears I will get that. But has it changed that now? Well, I have to say the situation is a bit different, because I've seen the bike. It's not a whole lot different in any way from my current bike. And when I had that, or when I said that I'm going to get this brake Madone, when it arrives, I wasn't really satisfied with how my rim brakes worked because of the wheels that I've been using. But to be honest, lately I've been using MV SES rims, the 4.5s and 7.8s, and I also have the head jet blacks for my time trial bike. And the thing is that rim braking on these wheels is pretty damn good, and in fact I would say it's on par with some lower end disc brakes, because, well, the modulation is excellent, the power is definitely there, wet braking is excellent as well with this special brake track from MV, which I haven't experienced before with other rim brakes. So, well, I have to say my preferences have shifted a little bit. Also, as I said, the new Madone isn't all that different from this one, probably not much more aerodynamic. And I already have this one, I like it, the fit is great. So I don't really have a reason to think about disc brakes now. Plus the added complication, you know, I have 4 very high-end wheel sets, and I use them in both my time trial bike and road bike, or at least I have the option to. If I were to have a disc brake road bike, then I can't share the wheel sets anymore, which is a bit inconvenient. So yeah, that is probably the reason. Although I have to say, if there was a disc brake speed concept as well, maybe I would give it a bit more thought, but the thing is that the brakes on the speed concept are even better than on the Madone in my experience. So for me currently it's a hard selling point. But I have to say that if I were to get completely new bikes from scratch and I didn't have any of these, I would definitely pick a disc brake bike, because, well, the modulation is a tiny bit, or no, it's quite a lot better. Actually, I've been riding the Boon on the road recently, so yeah, it's quite addictive. But going back with these excellent rims, it's not really a major hindrance. So yeah, so far I don't think I'll be making the switch. On the other hand, I have some good experiences with road disc now, and I have a couple of experiences. So previously for cyclocross I've been using 140mm rotors, front and rear, for the Boon. These are SRAM Force 1 flat mount calipers. So not the newest design, but they surely do work. And that's excellent for cross, because in muddy, slippery conditions you can modulate this tiny 140mm rotor very well. But as soon as you hit the pavement and start going really quickly in the descent, the 140, in my experience, it just doesn't cut it, you know. I weigh probably less than 60 kilos now, and even there I felt a considerable lack of braking power, or much less than I would have liked, even compared to a rim brake, because, well, with the rim brake you don't have nearly as much modulation, but you get a lot of power because the leverage is huge. It's basically the whole radius of the rim. So 140, even if you're a lighter rider, I don't recommend it for going down steep descents fast, because there is just not enough power. But then, since I'll be getting some new wheel sets for this bike, this one is already reserved for a customer, so 2 new wheel sets for the Boon, and I decided to mix it up with the rotors. So back there I left it at 140 because, well, you can't generate really too much brake force at the rear, and that's excellent for modulation, otherwise it will be just locking up. But on the front it can definitely do with the 160. And the nice thing is, well, I already had 2 140s, so I just took the one from the front, ordered 2 160s, and now I have basically a setup for 2 wheel sets without having any excessive rotors. So that's one thing. And the second thing, which is very nice with the flat mount version, is that actually you don't need an adapter either, unless you're changing the rear brake as well. So the front brake, you know, is installed in this little aluminum carrier. If you flip that over, you can change from 140 to 160. So this way basically I could upgrade to a 160 rotor without having any redundancies, which is a very nice feature, and it's quite uncommon in the cycling industry, but I've managed to do that. And in the 160 it's much better immediately. You definitely need this kind of leverage on the road. Although I have to say, for the flat mount versions there's no option to go any bigger than that. However, I think if you are a heavier rider, 100 kilos plus, perhaps riding some of those road e-bikes or both, then I think even the 160 might be a bit lacking, even if you use it on both wheels, because, well, the rear just, you know, doesn't do much in terms of braking. So, well, with post mount you can have potentially 180 rotor on there, but I think, yeah, these kind of riders could do with even more leverage, or perhaps a bigger caliper, but that's a bit more difficult to change. So yeah, bigger rotor wouldn't go amiss, I think. But anyway, road disc or rim brake. For me, for now, I'm very happy with my rim brakes. However, if I were to get a completely new bike, I would definitely not buy a new bike with rim brakes. Although that doesn't mean they're becoming obsolete, quite the contrary. So both have their merits. Okay, so this was a little thought procedure that I went through. I hope you can draw some conclusions from it. Yeah, so if you want to know more about my individual bikes and how they are set up, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.